have money.
And I think Mindy will get a Draugr, like a zombie Viking who is there just to carry the shopping.
Fantastic.
Our faces are here.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah. That's great.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. It's a brand new year and, in a way, a brand new game. Over the course of the past few weeks, as we've been taking our break, kind of realized that we are dealing with a brand new group of Scions, a brand new story. Some elements are in common, but it is a brand new world and a brand new group. So making it a season 3 of a previous story doesn't seem like it fits properly. So now this is RPNauts Cruise Control.
Woo! Through the cruise, I'm the control.
Yeah. Which
Perfect.
coincidentally is the band name of our Scions.
Oh no.
Band name.
We have a
band as in
Didn't sweat.
Scion,
as in a group?
much like a murder of crows,
Yeah.
a group of Scions that are associated and are not known as a party, they're known as a band.
I got excited there for a second, though. I gotta be
if
honest.
you want to do it like an actual band and the music,
It's experimental. Mao knocks things off the table, and it's music.
instead
And
of
you can sue me
musical
if
instruments, it's just different knickknacks that she just pushes off as a cat.
Yeah. Samuel plays the drums, but he doesn't like play cool rhythms. It's just like he's keeping the count, and that's it. Nothing else.
That's just
It's like 1, 2,
1, 2,
4,
3,
2,
4.
2, 3, 4. Everything's 4/4 time.
Mindy will sit on a piano with a microphone, but absolutely not sing. She'll just kind of like occasionally smile and do singing poses, but like she doesn't have to sing. She has nothing to prove to you.
We're a cover band of a cover band of a cover band.
Yeah, that's right.
We are music.
That is what
and
we
you
are.
Can't say we are not.
We actually cover music, the concept of music.
Yeah, the concept
Exactly.
of
Now, do
music.
you all understand why I missed playing with these people?
We haven't been near each other for over a month, and this is what happens.
It's been a while.
I'm supposed to rein in my chaos on this game.
I have good news for our
happens.
players.
Oh,
Our last session was a big let's ask ourselves really uncomfortable questions and be truly shady at times with our answers. And
I totally-
Hannah was asleep.
Yep.
Hannah fell asleep.
Hannah was smart.
Hannah didn't answer much questions because Hannah fell asleep.
And Hannah realized when she was awake that maybe answering questions wasn't the best idea.
Yeah.
maybe.
So there is a benefit. I did bribe a few of you with momentum. So this
yeah, that's
game,
right.
we are starting with 9 momentum.
It's true. We earned it.
And these 9 on less spent will continue to carry forward.
Yay. Momentum. Yeah.
So, to give everybody a quick summary of events.
Listen, the most important thing that happened was that we discovered that Hannah could be asleep and drink water simultaneously. That was very impressive.
That was impressive.
Yeah, you think a ventriloquist drinking water is impressive?
Ah.
Sleep drinking and talking is better.
Let's not do sleep driving. I feel like this is a dangerous concept to introduce.
You know what?
Yeah, see? Yeah, I should not have said that out loud.
You know what? It
Yeah.
might-
Loki, dreams. We get it. Don't drive. Sorry.
Don't
you were
make me
gonna...
take my earrings off.
Interesting.
It's gonna get serious when you start doing that.
Sorry, you were going to give us a plot recap?
Yeah, sorry.
Plot recap though. Yes,
I have
please.
our adventure began with our characters being summoned to help Atlas, the being that keeps the world aloft. Atlas has attendants who keep him on a steady diet, monitor his proteins, his macros, give him his protein shakes, and the ingredients that were supposed to get there to continue this had been misplaced, stolen. So it fell to our dear band to collect a new set and find a way to get it back. Along the way, they brought an entire a fraternity of Freds to help Atlas, who did their best and used the power of Fredgineering to build, not only help Atlas, stay healthy and, as healthy as possible while they found the ingredients for the protein smoothie of epicness, trademark name pending. They also built a squad rack for the world, so Atlas could, rest his shoulders once in a while. That mission has now passed. But as part of obtaining one of the ingredients, Mao made a promise to their uncle, maybe, the god Horus. Some things had been happening, and he required some aid. Around the same time also, one of Samuel's siblings was perhaps acting out a bit. And so they might be, maybe, I don't know, somehow be getting involved with some bad people.
Oh.
Yes. So we're gonna pick up our game. If you'll give me a moment. We're gonna pick up our game a few nights or just a few days after the big let's drink and share confidential personal information. But while you're all cruising on the giant carriage house pulled by an ancient mythological beast, we actually go a bit further back in time to a stormy night in Manhattan. Years and years ago, it is the lightning strikes are the only source of light in the night. The stars are hidden. The moon is taking a break. The rumble of thunder is the only thing that can be heard. And the rattle of windows as the rain pounds against it. In this gloom, we find Mindy sleeping soundly. It is her penthouse. And the rain doesn't bother, nor does the thunder. She is sound asleep. Until there is a loud knock on the door. In the middle of the night. A rather insistent knock.
Her lovely, however many thread duvet is over her head, and she's trying to, take her. And these are incredibly comfortable pillows. Just again, she's like, they'll just go away. It's ridiculous. I don't even know how they got into the building. It'll go away.
The knocking continues.
God. She when you kick off your blanket, angry, and you want the world to know. She kicks it to the point where it's off the bed, and she swings her feet over, and she has these cute little they're slippers, but they have a little bit of a heel. slides those on. These are silk pajamas. Like she's really, when she's in her New York penthouse,
Only
she's New
Mindy
York
has
penthousing it up.
stiletto slippers.
Well, I mean, it's an adorable little heel. I mean, it is bedwear. And anyway, and then she has like one of those like a nice robe, but when she kind of swings it around like a cape and puts it on her, and she just was muttering to herself the entire way. Can't believe what time it is coming in. What's the point of having a penthouse if I have to deal with people? This is a no people zone. And she probably has like a little like peephole.
You actually have one of those actually like built in like little camera thing. So you see a display of the person outside.
Yeah.
It is a face that you have not seen in a long time. It is a face that in modern day, Mindy sees very often and is perhaps beyond her companions, is perhaps, and aside from whatever relationship Mindy has with her mother, might be the closest person to Mindy. It is your valet. Though at this present time, he still wasn't employed by you, but by your family.
Oh, well then she was like, oh no, of course, I'm sorry. Let me open the door for you. And she'll, I think it's like a code. Boop, bop, boop, bop, boop, bop, boop. And then, activate verbal activation. Code 428. Miss Fenris approves.
Yeah, from the outside, the only thing that can be heard is like a thousand different locks.
There's a series of locks. It's not that she doesn't trust people, but she absolutely does not trust people.
Door opens, and the last memory you have of this man at this period of time is a kind smile just as you were about to leave on yet another boarding school. And he's standing there very solemn and says, "Hello, miss."
Oh, hello, hello, Mr. Rockwell. It's incredible to see you, and it's genuine joy. This is maybe one of the few people in the world that she doesn't put the Mindy armor on for, and I think she gives him a hug. Like, it's so good to see, like in the ears. It's so good to see you.
He pats your back, says, "It is good to see you as well. I wish I were here under more pleasant circumstances."
I think she lets go and she steps back. What do you mean?
He hands you an envelope. And the last encounter with your family at this point was just a few days ago. And it was that disastrous lunch where you and your father, or the man who tried or failed at being your father, and you had a bit of a clash. Well, quite the clash, if we remember correctly. This was a few days ago. It said the last thing, it was the last time you had spoken. He hands you an envelope and it says, for Mindy. And then you know that it is your father's handwriting. I find it is my difficult duty to inform you, miss, that your father has passed.
I think there's like a beat and there's nothing on her face.
Flash of lightning behind you for dramatic moment.
Yeah. And then she's kind of holding the letter, and she's like, can I get you something to drink, maybe, Mr. Rockwell? I can make you some tea or something if you've come a long way.
He steps forward and into the apartment and closes the door and says, "How about I make you some tea, miss?"
It's not very hostess of, and she just kind of falls into a chair, and I think she doesn't even say anything because they kind of fall into a familiar rhythm. And
Walker
that would be a
proceeds to
very
your
comforting thing
kitchen.
right now. Yeah.
Walker proceeds to your kitchen and makes you a delightful cup of tea.
I think as he's doing that, and there's something very relaxing about just that sound, like of someone who cares for you, making you a warm beverage. So she just, as she's listening to that, she's able to kind of pull it together enough to open up that envelope and see what's inside.
Inside is that letter that we mentioned the last time this happened. A letter in which your perhaps not biological father, as you had surmised some time ago, but the man who tried to raise you, expresses all the emotions that he felt incapable of doing while alive or while meeting you. You do see that it's dated from a day after your meeting. And it's a heartfelt letter. Perhaps now feeling a bit unfair now that you can't respond. But it is apologetic and its tone is of a I didn't know how to be a father.
I think as she like finishes, as she's reading it, like she can feel the welling in her eyes, and she hates that. And I think by the time she gets to the end of it, she like waits, and then she like crumples it up and throws it and says, like, you couldn't even let me continue to hate you. Ah! And she just kind of like slams her fist, and she almost like curls up in the chair. And I think she just starts sobbing. Like it's half anger, half grief. It's half a child who never understood why she didn't see the love she thought she should get from her dad, and half an adult who understands what he wrote and is upset that she understands what he wrote and that she has an empathy for this. Mindy with empathy is not her favorite position to be in. So I think she's just like curled up, just like angry, sad, crying.
And I think Mindy was holding on to that anger of the past few days.
Yeah.
And now I had to let it go, perhaps. Walker brings you the tea and then moves away, and you feel at some point something of a blanket being put over you as you are curled up in the seat. Days pass. A funeral happens. Does Mindy attend?
Yes. Both because appearances, always appearances. But also the part of her that is going to say goodbye. No one will see that part, but she knows that part of her has to at least mark that knowledge she has now. She looks fabulous.
Of course she does. It's Mindy.
Yes.
Is there anyone nearby when Mindy gives her farewell? Her mother or Walkwell or anyone? Or is it just a private Mindy thing?
I think she shows up publicly to the funeral, and is Mindy there? Her black like trench coat has like a red interior, just to have that little, she has her Louboutins. So she's very Mindy there. I think she kind of waits while everyone leaves, and then as far as she's concerned, no one's around. And I think she has an alone moment too, where she can just like her shoulders loosen a little, and her hands are more like just kind of, they're no longer clenched in the pockets. They are just kind of like ringing a bit unconsciously in front of her. And yeah, I think she doesn't have a big cry this time, but there's definitely like just a couple tears, and she lets them go.
As you're standing there, perhaps with a hand on the casket before they lower it, a raven lands on it. The raven lands and doesn't squawk, doesn't make a noise. It only turns its head to look straight at you.
Do I know this raven right now?
I mean, in current days, you do know him.
I don't know.
He is a
I
faithful
think,
companion, always on your shoulder.
I think with this strange bird land, I think she does like that head tilt. Like I think that she's not upset. She's just like, huh, almost oddly.
The raven mimics
comforted.
it perfectly.
Okay. Hey, bird. They're about to lower this, so you probably want to go do bird stuff.
The bird turns to look at the casket, looks at you and says, "Yeah, thanks."
Whoa. She steps back, and I think she gets a heel stuck in the semi-wet ground. Oh no, okay. And almost trips, but just kind of keeps it together because she's not about to fall and hear a raven talking in the same day. Hey, I have, I guess, a guilt and grief-addled brain right now. So I'm just gonna ask you, and do not answer even if you can. Did you talk?
Yeah.
Okay, so apparently you don't listen. I'm fine. Oh, I'm fine. Birds are talking to me. My dad's dead.
I'm just here to deliver a message.
Okay, if I take a message from the talking bird, will this end?
I don't know.
Did I fall?
That's above my pay grade, miss.
Oh.
And
You're
literally
very sassy.
Flips up the wings up like.
This is too much right now. Just give me the message, and I'll make an appointment with my therapist and probably a neurologist.
None of those words mean anything to me, nor do these, because I don't know what they mean. But I was told to tell you, look in your front pocket, whatever that is, and flies away.
What? Oh, God. Oh no! I knew someday I'd lose it. I thought I had more time. Okay. Okay. So now she looks around to see if anyone's around.
No one's around.
Okay. No one saw her talk to a bird and almost fall. And no one's going to see her following okay. No one's going to see her absolutely look into her front pocket because a bird told her to.
There is a card on your front pocket. You
Okay,
checked your front pocket before. You put on this trench coat.
I know every inch.
Now there is a card in it.
She pulls it out, and I think she almost closes her eyes. She's afraid to open her eyes and see what could possibly be on this card. And she takes an inhale in and opens her eyes.
There's an address on the card. And you look at the back, and it says, "When you're ready, L."
Did it say hell?
L, like Uncle L.
Oh,
L.
okay. Fantastic. Huh. Would she recognize that kind of signature? Because that's what he used before?
Yes, yeah. In the other in the letters and gifts and stuff.
She's like, okay, you always were kind of a strange one, Uncle L. This is probably the strangest trick you've ever pulled, and she'll put it back. And I think she'll take one more last look at the coffin. And I think she'll do this. I'm sorry, Father, that you couldn't see the world I do, because there's some strange and beautiful things out there, and some of that's happening to me right now. I think maybe next time around. And I think then a very dramatic trench coat pulled tight. There's a slight drizzle, and she just kind of walks
over the shoulder.
Yeah. Oh yeah, scarf over the shoulder, draft in the wind. As I think a group of ravens in the background, unrelated, caw away, and she walks to the car, and then deciding what she's going to do next.
We pull away from that memory, from that dream, and it brings us to another. This time of a wonderful little kitty cat. It's been weeks, months, perhaps. Time moves strangely when you're having fun. And Mao, you has had quite the experience. For a day, they were not on four legs. They were not furry. It was weird as hell. Nothing worked as it should. And they met a strange individual who handed them a bunch of cloth to put on themselves for some reason. But they did recover the little medallion, glinting medallion that they so wanted. Over the weeks, the three cats in the alley, Mao and their companions, friends, family, perhaps even, found a home with a gentle old lady running pretty much a psychic's shop. Part psychic, part tarot reading, part we sell you crystals. The old lady is kind and warm, and there's always food available. One day, though, there is a knock on the door, and a strong Middle Eastern woman strides in. She is wearing essentially jeans and a halter top. Has wild green eyes that seem to scan everything around, and their eyes land on the three kittens. The old lady steps forward and looks at the three of you. Well, actually picks you up and says, "Today's a big day. Today's your day," and boops your nose. And she turns and essentially presents you to this strange person that, despite looking like a human, smells very differently to you. There is a very familiar smell. Let's have you make a roll. Our first roll of memory Mao. Make this allow any mental attribute you want and survival. So cunning, intelligence, resolve, whichever you prefer, and survival.
Oh, thank God I'm back.
Oh, you're froze. I was like, wow, that cat's real still.
Yeah, you were caught in a really, really intense grin.
Yeah, it worked really well.
Good, great. So do I need a roll?
Any mental attributes, so either cunning, intelligence, or resolve, and your in survival.
Okay, cool. Let's see. I have cunning. You said cunning, intelligence, what, and survival? I can pick
whichever of those attributes and survival. Yes.
Okay.
Whichever attribute you prefer.
Yeah, 4 plus 3 is 7. Okay. Let me remember how to. 7 D10
10
E10.
Loading 10s.
So 2 successes.
2 successes. The scent is the same as there was on that little medallion. It's the exact same scent. And as this person leans closer in to you, you almost see their eyes shine for a moment. and the shop around you melts away. The hand that you're standing on disappears. The old lady is gone. Your little friends are also gone, and you're almost floating in nothingness. And in your mind, you hear a, "Do you understand me?"
Of course I understand.
Good. You have proven to be very resourceful, very brave. How would you like to see a bigger world?
There's a world outside of alleys and strange old women smells.
She moves a hand in front of your eyes, and you are standing at the top of the pyramid of Giza, seeing the vastness of Egypt stretching before you, deserts and rivers, green all around you, the myriad colors of nature, the sun and moon and stars dancing in the sky. There is a bigger.
This isn't a giant litter box, right? Just so we're clear. You didn't bring me to a place I can go take a dump vastly, right? I just need to double check that I didn't go from an alley to a litter box. Those things are weird.
She laughs. No one says that you can't use it, but she gives you a perspective, and you realize from the perspective your actual size. You comprehend your size of who you are and what you are versus the expanse before you.
Oh. Yeah, that's not a litter box. Okay.
The images shift, and you actually almost seem to go travel. Your perspective shifts, and you travel across the land at high speeds, and you move through landscapes, cities, alleys, people, different nations, mountains, oceans. So much more than a kitty cat living in an alley and now in a little shop could ever see and comprehend. And she leans in and says, "Do you want to see it?"
Yes.
I am in need of help. I need someone out there that will take care of some things for me. In exchange, everything and this and more will be available to you.
Everything the light touches?
Our kingdom, Simba. There are things to protect. There are things to eliminate, dangers, but also wonders to find.
A whole new world, one would say.
This old lady really likes Disney movies, doesn't she?
I don't know. I just pick up on whatever she says.
Oh,
Is that Disney? I thought it was Yensid. My bad.
that too. I'm. Let's just say I have a cousin who's very familiar with this stuff. I don't need a servant. I don't need a slave. I don't need a soldier. She leans very close and says, "I need a child. I need a daughter, a son, someone to perhaps someday inherit it all."
And do you normally pick up random kitty cats from the alley, or...
You see, she takes a step back, and there is a flash of like sunlight that crosses her, and standing before you is this gigantic leopard. We're not that different, you and I.
Ooh, you understand. Okay.
Oh, yes, I do.
Yeah. Yeah. You're in. I'm in. In. Sometimes out, but in. Then out.
She touches her forehead, and everything begins to resolve again around you. Shapes, colors, lighting that actually makes sense with the environment. And you find yourself on ancient stone, covered and shaped by sand for millennia. You are not at the shop anymore. You see murals and hieroglyphics on the walls, pillars erected all around you. And you are at the beginning of a hallway. What it seems a hallway is a walkway leading to a set of steps and an altar. Water ponds near you. You can see fishes. They're distracting. They smell nice. You look back and you see the shop. You see the warm comforts of the world you know. The certainty that you are taken care of there, and that world, that microcosm that is that alley, that store, is what you know for certain, where you know you can survive and thrive. And the leopard passes by you, appearing out of nowhere, and climbs the stairs to the altar and speaks. You have a choice. You can go back, or you can come with me.
If I go back, can the lady have the medallion as a token?
You can keep it, yes.
And that's all I want. I'll go forward.
You move forward and get to the altar, and what you find on the altar is a bowl with milk.
A bowl with what?
Milk.
They keep it fancy up here. And Mount goes up to the bowl. Down the pyramid stairs. Everyone. And then just starts drinking the milk.
There is a mix of like a roar and a laughter that comes out of the leopard. And as you drink, the taste of the milk is funny. It's not, but not unpleasant. There's something else mixed in. And soon after, your senses all go out and you fall into darkness. The first thing you see as you open them back up again, and it's the last thing you see before this dream, this memory ends, is a sense of intense deja vu as you awaken and see that you don't have paws. You're not furry. You're seeing yourself staring at a human hand.
And they just poke it. You
move to poke it and you realize the hand lifts and it's your hand. We move away from that other dream, that moment in the past, and head to another of a brand new school teacher. Many years after dangerous being led on the streets, many years after tumultuous moments of life, we find Hannah Reverie first day as a kindergarten teacher. We're going to have you roll for this.
Okay.
Let's have it be any social attribute you want. And let's make it. I'll give you a choice between either persuasion or leadership.
Let's see. I'm gonna do persuasion because that gives me 3 dots. I'm gonna do manipulation because that gives me 1, 2, 3, 4 dots.
For the record,
So
as I mentioned, we all have 9 momentum. You can spend it to add more dice to your roll if you wish to do so.
it's okay. For now, hopefully, this seems like a good amount. Yeah, I have 7. So, can I add one more for calming voice?
Yes, of course.
Sweet.
Actually, is that a specialty?
Yeah.
In that case, it's not another die, but an enhancement. So if you roll at least 1 success, it's a free success on top.
Oh, sweet. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3. And you said I add 1 more?
Yes.
Okay, so that's 4 successes.
4 successes. There was always an idea in the back of your mind that perhaps the first day of your kindergarten would go like the first scene with the kids in Kindergarten Cop, where you would be screaming at them like Schwarzenegger. But no, the kids love you. There are a few antics, but nothing that you can't handle. And midway through, you have them reading from a story.
It's basically like I used to be a bartender, you see, and treating toddlers, preschool students like you would
Drunks.
drunk adults is pretty much the same thing. Give them something nice to look at, talk to them nicely, and they'll follow you wherever you go. And since I've had a lot of experience in that area, teaching preschool is actually a lot better. There's still a lot of vomiting, a lot of crying, but definitely fewer because they're smaller. So it's easier to carry them if they do trouble. It's easier to like put them in a corner. Very different from adults. Definitely don't do that with adults. You can hurt your back, is what I'm saying. Don't do that. With toddlers, you can't. So yeah, that's where my experience comes from.
I freaking love that comparison. Amazing. I'm just gonna give you all momentum for that one.
Sweet.
I love it. Which story are you reading for them?
I am currently reading the Hungry Caterpillar. It's the caterpillar one, right? The Hungry Cat. Is it called the Hungry Caterpillar? Yeah, the one where this caterpillar just eats everything and then just gets really sick because he ate everything and then turns into a butterfly. That's what I'm reading to this kid.
The very hungry caterpillar.
The very hungry caterpillar.
Very hungry.
Yeah.
Yay.
You are telling the tale. And midway through, something happens. You're describing the caterpillar eating one thing and then another. And then at some point you realize their eyes all grow wide and there's smiles of wonder coming from their young faces. And it takes you a moment to realize, as you are just focused on the book, that as you look around you, you're almost seeing like a dream watercolor version of this story play out around you. Reality, almost everything around you shifting. It's disconcerting that it's happening. You are not aware this is happening. What is Hannah's reaction?
I look around to make sure that the kids are all right. That's the first thing I want to make sure that
they are
they don't.
entranced.
All right. I am going to keep telling the story, but I'm going to look closely at like what's happening, and making sure that nothing has been put in my drink at all. Like, because sometimes you have to drink some water when you're working, so you want to make sure that water hasn't been touched.
Do you want to roll for tripping balls?
Yes, let's roll for tripping balls. What should I roll for that?
Well, let's make that a cunning and survival roll for, please.
All right. So cunning.
I'll allow integrity alternatively instead of survival.
What was the other one? Cunning and what?
Either survival or integrity.
Let's see. What's my integrity at? That's 3, and I'm gonna do integrity, and I'm gonna add my specialty of a teacher for an enhancement roll. Is that correct?
Allow it.
All right. 3. All right. Cool. All right. So I got 3 successes because I got 3 9s,
cool.
And then
the extra from
4 for the teacher. Yeah. All right, 4 again. Yay!
You know for certain that you have been very much controlling everything that you have ingested. That bit of paranoia from your old life is there.
Yeah.
Not only that, you are completely certain that you are not influenced by anything. What you're seeing is, if you discard all the possibilities and just go for what might be true, even the impossible might be the true answer. Or simply put, Occam's razor, the simplest explanation is often the truth, even if it's improbable. And in this case, you are seeing this. This is happening.
I am seeing things.
Yeah, you are all seeing this. And there doesn't seem to be at least a chemical reason for it. And it's not just you. You are aware that the kids are seeing this too, and they are.
How big is this caterpillar? Is there a caterpillar that...
It's large.
Okay.
And it's almost right over your shoulder, but it's like you're watching a movie.
Pet it. I am going to poke it and pet it. Not just to see what will happen, if my hands will go through or whatever, but also not afraid, like to basically show the kids to not be afraid, because you don't want panicking children in case this caterpillar would suddenly turn, violent. You don't want panicking children, and they'll just pick them off one by one. So I'm going to like calmly like pet it to see how it would react.
Have you ever seen Mary Poppins?
Yes, but a very long time ago. All I remember was that she flew away in an umbrella.
As you touch the caterpillar, everything around you, the entire classroom, becomes like a watercolor cartoon. All shapes becoming saturated. Characters, like funny characters along the walls, where announcements or everything go on the board, or the different lessons, they come to life and sit by the kids to listen to the story. And the kids are, as I said, entranced, and they seem to be delighted by what they're seeing. The caterpillar, strangely, even though it is a worm, it purrs like a cat as you stroke it.
Okay. So, in the book, the very hungry caterpillar does talk. So I'm going to talk to it and say, "Hey,
up."
Cool. Didn't realize your voice was gonna be that deep, but it's great. What's happening here?
I don't know. I'm just a figment of your imagination.
Sweet. So you're not real. So I'm gonna imagine you as a calm thing that's not at all hungry right now. Is that okay?
He's like mid-bite and like, sure. I mean, it's up to you.
Cool, because I don't want you to be very hungry and eat, things that you shouldn't be eating.
I'm hungry for fruit and shit. I'm not really sorry. Stuff. I'm not here.
We're
for
surrounded
kids.
by children. Watch
I'm
your
not
mouth.
here. Yeah, fine. I'm not here for kids.
Awesome.
Unless you want me to be, in which case,
No.
I think I can wing it.
No. Dude, no. Did we all hop into some sort of like Narnia situation? How did you come here? Did you just pop and exist suddenly?
I think you need to ask the guy in the corner over there.
And I look at the guy in the corner.
You turn to the corner and sitting on a chair, watching you enraptured, with a look on their face. You need to even to roll. It is a look of. You've seen this look on your mother's face at times, particularly when you told her you were becoming a teacher. It is It is a parent beaming with pride.
Awesome. I'm going to look at the caterpillar again. You are not allowed to touch the children, but the children are going to ride you. I'm going to let them. Awesome.
Can you imagine some seats at the very least?
Yeah, for sure. And I do imagine really hard that they're comfortable seats that are comfortable for both the children and the caterpillar, and they're not in pain when the
caterpillar goes, ergonomic. I like that.
Awesome. And I do bring the children up so that the children are distracted. When that is done, I am going to approach the man in the corner.
You see that he is like Mediterranean features. Clearly, it's a Greek man. long black hair, like going over the shoulder, more or less wearing a toga.
Cool. Did I imagine you too? Is the first thing I say to him.
No. But to be correct, well, perhaps. Yes, there is the additional factor that you're not awake right now, my dear. None of you are.
Awesome. Falling asleep on the job. That's great. I hope nobody catches me.
I may have called in a favor. Everyone in the school is asleep. No one will bother you.
Do you know how dangerous that is?
Again, I called in a favor. Don't worry about it.
Okay. I'm obviously dreaming because everything you're saying just makes absolutely perfect sense. And I'm gonna wake up and it's gonna be all fine. How do I wake up? Do you want me to wake up? What is happening?
What is happening is I need to apologize.
Apology accepted, but for what?
I should have been there more often for you. The world I live in is very different. And it's not always possible for me to visit except on dreams. Only the thing about dreams is you wake up and you forget them. So you may not believe this, but you and I have had so many adventures. And I have seen you grow up, and I have been proud every moment. But
awesome.
We have found, let's say we're a bit of a turning point here. You have a choice before you.
Okay.
I'll be blunt because I think you're not getting me. Hi, I'm your father.
A little bit. Oh, what?
I'm your father. I'm also a god.
Question for the storyteller. What has my mom told about me about my dad?
He always described him as dreamy.
Dreamy.
Yeah, but
Dreamy.
she described him as a caring soul, dreamy in terms of he was hot.
Right.
But
I
but
thanks,
she always used the word dreamy in that sense, which is curious in a way. He was an artist, someone she met, and it was more or less the case of one of those flings or love affairs that just happen and they're incredibly intense, but don't really last that much. And at some point, they drifted apart. But she always, she's always had feelings for him, but he just wasn't there.
Right. If it's okay with you, my mom has always been like, never really hated my dad, never really expressed any hatred about it. Just like, it was a moment of when they were very happy together, and then they decided that it's time to split, and that it's not his fault that he can't reach me, if that's okay.
No, perfect. That's
perfect. So I'm gonna look at this man who's told me that he's one, my dad, and two, a god, and I'm like, well, a lot of things are starting to make sense about why you drifted and why you couldn't reach me, because you said I forgot a lot of these things. Cool. So what's the turning point? And at this Hannah's voice breaks a little because she is keeping it together for the children. But she is like, I hope to God I wake up and this is all just some weird dream and it's not actually happening, but she's keeping it together just in case.
Do you still have the little bug of the hungry caterpillar in your hands?
I do. I walk like to, yeah.
Can I have that for a moment?
Here you go.
He grabs it, and in his hands, it transforms. It becomes a much thicker book, and becomes that book with like stars and details and different images on it that you carry now with you as one of your relics.
I see.
And he hands it back to you. This is yours. A belated birthday present. As you grab it, memories flash through your mind of years of countless meetings, dreamlike picnics in impossible lands, adventures where you had the Disney version of your own. You had your own version of the Hercules movie with your dad.
Oh. This does cause Hannah to cry. Like the feeling of just remembering everything, and that she never, like, she always had questions about her father. Always had questions, but there was just nothing that her mom could provide. But just bringing everything, all of the memories, and just remembering it, she realizes that her father's always been there, and that it's great. Everything's great. And without saying a word, Hannah just goes and hugs her dad.
Really tight. Back and whispers in your ear. The turning point is that due to many circumstances, many more than I can explain, I think there's a dream long enough for that one. I'm here to present you a choice.
I won't forget you this time, right? That I just want to make sure.
Not up to me in this case.
Okay.
I'm here to present you a choice.
Okay.
You can return, and he flicks a hand, and you turn back, and you see an image of yourself in the waking world. Though you realize it's kind of like a playback of before all of this happened. And you see yourself reading and your day-to-day life, this new life you've constructed for yourself out of, after going through many other things. You can return to that life, and you will have a memory of me. It'll be hazy. Just a dream within a dream. But you will continue with the path that you have been on for a long time, bringing happiness to all these children and enjoying a life. The other option is, well, you take one step into my world, and it shifts the images and shows you impossible lands, great adventures, but also great danger, uncertainties, impossible things, both dreams and nightmares made flesh. In that world, there is more to see, more to discover, but there is also peril. And eventually, if you find yourself moving further on into that path, you will eventually leave the comforts of this world. You will leave it all behind. So it's a choice.
I look at my dad and I said, "Hey, you've seen me grow up, right?"
As much as I can.
You know I'm going to choose to enter your world.
I figure you might, but I had to put the choice before you. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing right by you.
I'm going to choose to remember you. I'm going to choose your world. I'm going to choose this. I do not want to forget.
Glad to hear it. But for now, we have children to attend to and dreams.
Oh yeah, of course.
It looks at you, and there's a glint in his eyes. You almost see starlight in his eyes as we have dreams to craft.
Awesome.
He looks at you, it gives you his eyes. I am Orpheus, god of dreaming.
I know.
And I think you'll do very well in building them with me. And you go back and give these kids a dream to remember. At least until they wake, and then some of them will remember it, some not. But a smile will linger on their faces, even at the end of this day. And we pull away from this memory. And go to the order in our chaos. The control in our crews. And we go back to where we left Samuel. Sitting down, having a tea with a man that he had only ever seen in paintings. Confucius. On internet articles, on philosophy books. He is there drinking a nice cup of tea. And you are sitting in this strange almost temple-like structure, this almost like a palace. And it's impossible. You're never nowhere near something like this in the real world or where you left. But to Samuel, you stepped into an alleyway, got into an old man's shop that's straight out of Gremlins, went through a door and found yourself here. And you found a naked person that you handed a bag of clothes to. And they kind of helped you move through the space until you got here, and they left. So I think how is Samuel feeling at this moment? Because this is not normal.
Nope. Samuel was feeling very awkward. At first it was strange, and then it was just like all of that got blown away by, oh my god, you're naked, please put this on. And at this point the tea is more like, okay, we can ground ourselves now. Whatever strangeness is going on, it has not impacted this room. This is nice and warm, and it smells like jasmine. I like that. That makes me feel calm. Let's put it out of that person has been taken care of, whoever they were. We're good now.
Is the tea to your liking?
Yes, very much.
I know this might seem unusual, but I found that I had to reach out to you. Of many I know, I admire your strength of will, your determination. And I am here to speak with you.
Is there a go board at the table between us? Cool, let's play. That will keep him centered on something.
He looks as can you tell me of your family?
Well, they have a lot of energy. They're all very different from each other and from me. But they need someone to take care of them. And the mother will not be able to do it forever. So.
What do you know of your father?
I know nothing of my father.
That is a shame.
I know nothing of my biological parents. I've known Trisha since I was 7, and that has been enough for me.
He puts the cup down, reaches across the table and like offers you his hand to shake. You take his hand. Do you take his hand?
Yes, that is the polite thing to do.
It is a pleasure to meet you. I am your father. Or perhaps in terms that will mean anything to you, I don't know how to put it. Some terms of modern speech are not easy for me.
Progenitor?
You can go with that.
I have enjoyed your writings. I feel that we have a similar spirit.
More ways
Am I
than
dreaming?
one. No, you are not. You are in this place. It's something we call forgotten places. Things that were always around us, but just the world has let them go.
I believe the word for that is liminal.
Good.
Fascinating. I always thought they were only reachable through meditation, not physical.
Oh, there are all sorts of liminal spaces. Some can be very much traversed. Others you find in dreams. Others require more esoteric methods. The world, I'm here to present you with knowledge. You know, something I like to say is you cannot open a book without learning something. I'm about to open a book for you, and what you will learn will irreparably change how you see the world. But it is a choice. It may be the wrong choice for you, perhaps not. But the only people who seldom err are the cautious. And it's perhaps you have led your life very much by the rules, following the correct path and order.
As one should.
What I'm about to present to you is, you can either see it as a disruption of that order, or perhaps a glimpse into a greater one.
Well, for a space like this to exist, there must be a greater order.
He takes another little, like almost like another jar, small one, almost like a teapot, and puts a small, almost like shot glass in front of you, and pours. And it's a bit of Chinese wine. Says, take a sip if you wish to know. I warned you, it is... Oh, you straight up drink? Or is that you, the player, drinking?
No, I straight up drink. He told me to do it. So.
You grab the thing and drink it. It is a very sweet wine. And one famous Confucian saying is, real knowledge is to know the extent of one's ignorance. And in that drink, the world opens to you. And you see the extent of what the world truly is. A world of myth and legend interwoven with reality. Of monsters, spirits, and gods walking among mortals every day. of impossible forgotten lands almost attached to the world. In places, you see ancient locales, ancient temples, ruins. You even see a glimpse of a place far away, hidden away, straight out of an ancient story you once read. You see a labyrinth with a minotaur in it. You see, you thought it was just a story, but you see an image of your father playing Go with a handsome monkey king. And you realize something, that the man before you isn't just a man. He is in fact Confucius, and he is a god. And for a moment, I need to know what Samuel does as you are being filled with this rush of information. It's not information as you're getting like names and identities of people. It's more just a degree of understanding of the world I have known, the law I have known, the path I have walked is a minuscule part of actual reality.
Samuel like ceases functioning to the point where like
Samuel.exe
kind of
has stopped
stops
working.
breathing. Yep, and kind of like collapses. Just stopped breathing.
You're pretty much knocked out. Confused. Take his own sip. Has to kick to it.
Thanks, Dad.
He waits patiently for you.
Samuel sits back up again, just like pours himself a glass, finishes his tea, pours himself more tea, finishes his tea, slams it down, and then just stares at the Go board, and without saying a single thing, just plays his move.
Let's have you make a roll. Let's use either into any mental attribute you want, and you can do either academics or culture.
Where did I put my character sheet? Okay. I have 3 in both of those. Okay. We're gonna go with academics and resolve.
Go for it.
That's not how you use the roller. I have a Go set in the other room. I wish that I had it out so you could like hear the click. What a satisfying sound. Wow. Okay. Well, I rolled a lot of 1s, but I rolled 1 8, so that's 1 success.
Awesome. You, in this moment, because you are at this moment almost like a higher state of mind, you immediately know the moves you need to make to beat this man in this game.
Listen, if Samuel beats Confucius at Go, he will never tell anybody else. But he'll just be like, I'm baller for the rest of his life. That's not a word he would use, but that's the feeling, you know?
And you actually do it. In this moment, you're not sure if he's letting you win or if you're just, at this moment, you're just awesome. But you make all the right moves and the game ends with your win.
Nice. In theory, there's a perfect game of Go, but like, it's not. It doesn't exist. Like, not really. That's awesome. I beat my dad at Go my first try. I mean, I was under the influence of
some psychedelic wine,
of a drink that makes you know all things, but that's not the point. The point is I beat him.
As you're there basking in your win, there is a path forward. You can return to your life as you've had it, though the knowledge you have now might be able to, give you some advantages on that. Or you could step onto the grander stage and have a voice and a hand in the shifting of the stars and the world around you. But it is your choice.
How shall I say this? The things that I have seen move in a way that altogether, without direction, is dangerous. And they require an influence of exacting gravity, so that they don't all crash into each other and burn the world down.
That a yes?
And if I can have an effect on that, then I will.
He has been very calm in all this. He actually smiles very warmly, puts a hand on his shoulder and says, I'm glad you have answered thus, because I would like to have a chance to earn the right to be your father.
Then may we have a future.
He pours you another cup of tea and looks at the board and says, shall we play again?
Yes.
You return to your, and as you say yes, you look down, and the board is already fully arranged for a new game. And he winks says, I'll teach you that one later. And there is another famous, you speak, and he teaches you things. Knowledge of the world at large and the role of beings like you, Scions, those who are mortal but inherit power. And in a way, through the talk and the game, prepares you for what comes later. Along the way, after that, you, with some adventures that will see how they happen some other time. Maybe some of them had some chance meetings with other people.
Yeah,
along the way, earning you a carriage that you can travel around the world. There is a Confucian saying. It says, never give a sword to a man who can't dance. And in this meeting of you two, you could say he teaches you the dance. With that,
I just want to say.
Yep.
He tries his best to prepare me, but he could never have prepared me for Mindy.
Nothing can prepare anyone for Mindy.
The highest of compliments. Mindy would take that as.
He would love to hear it.
With that, we pull back. And now we find ourselves in the next day. As you all wake in this traveling carriage house. Each of you having a dream that perhaps it was due to the different questions, perhaps it's due to everything that has been going on, but glimpses of the past. With a purpose moving forward. Now you still have the messages on your phone on a location for where you can meet Horus for the path ahead. You'll wake up and you find yourselves at that dining table with everyone having the only kind of breakfast Trish can make, just large and tasty. How do we find our Scions this morning?
I can start. Hannah's probably been rifling through the book, just remembering the dream that she had, and it's just been reading it, just savoring the dream, because a lot of what happened afterwards has been a lot of fun, but that was the beginning of it all. So she's mostly just smiling and rifling through the book, just reading stuff that she's already read, nothing new really. That's what she's been doing.
Okay, I'd like to answer next, but first I have a question for you, which is that was she reading that in her room or like in the living room, or like there's a courtyard on the thing that seems to be outside.
Oh, she's outside. If there is a courtyard that seems to be outside, that's where she is. She's
because
letting the sun or whatever.
Nice. Ancient houses, like a lot of them are built like with an inner courtyard, and the card definitely has like a fake inner courtyard like that. Cool.
You
so
don't know
Samuel
where the sun comes from in that inner courtyard. You can see the sky and the sun. It's there, but
she's sunbathing, but also reading.
It's a liminal space. Yeah. Samuel woke up very early. He has like a very definite morning routine. Like he got up, he washed his face, he put on whatever his outfit was for the day. He went down to say hi to Trisha. They had a very small breakfast before she prepared food for everybody else. And then he took his little book of like Confucius writings, which he reviews every once in a while, like he doesn't read it every morning, but sometimes you just want to be close to your family. And he sat near but not next to Hannah and is reading companionably in the same space.
I mean, one thing you notice, and I'm not going to make you roll for it, you immediately notice Samira is still actively avoiding you.
I expected that.
Or just for the record, has Mindy informed Samuel of the things regarding Samira, or I think last time Mindy kept quiet for now.
Yeah, I think Mindy's plan right now is, knowing herself younger, maybe a direct confrontation, especially by Samuel, might not be the most effective in a rebellious young person's mood. So I think right now Mindy is keeping an eye, though, like trying not to be obvious. And I think she's fairly good at that. But just kind of keeping an eye out, because like she knows eventually, Dolph's machinations will reveal themselves, but she also knows they won't until he's ready for them. So she's more just kind of watching and pretending that she's not.
So Samuel is reading, Hannah is reading, both in a contemplative mood. How about the other two in our group?
When Ma wakes up from that dream, they just text their mom some emojis of a bottle of milk, a red ball, and a cat.
You get the hieroglyphic version of a hug.
That's the ultimate way of thinking of you without saying it, and she kind of gets it.
Gets it.
But Mao just kind of rolls out of bed and They're in human form, but they're just kind of groggy. Their companion is next to them as well, and just looks at her. I hate when mom reminds me that she exists. Like, oh god, that was a trip. I'm thirsty. And she just they put her out of the room.
Do you maintain your companion in their current form, or do they return to the little mummified cat hanging on your hip?
I like them being out in their current form as much as they want to be. They don't need to be on my hip unless we're going.
Okay.
But they settle up for food.
You find that the food is, as I mentioned, delightful. Trish is a master in the kitchen. You can consider her food basically epic at any and all times. If this were an MMO, you would all be gaining buffs from the food.
That's my mom.
You have so many moms.
What? That's my only mom. What do you mean? I mean, theoretically, I have another one, but I don't know her. I've never met her, and I don't think about her.
That's fair. But once Mao is kind of done eating, they get up and they go and actually try to find Mindy.
Where do we find Mindy this morning?
She wakes up in a thinking mood, and she doesn't like waking up in a thinking mood. So she takes a second. I think she just kind of sits on the bed for a second. And I think the one thing she wants to do, and I feel like this is actually something she's probably done on a fairly regular basis when she's out and about doing things, is she writes a postcard to Mr. Rockwell. This one's a little earlier than usual because it's not, but I think not texting or anything. That's just doesn't seem right. But every once in a while she'd send a postcard just letting him know that, she's okay. Don't worry about it. Just maintain the penthouses. How are you doing? But also everything is fine and I'm having a fabulous time. And, very much, but don't worry. I'm having sun and fun. and signing yours, Miss Mindy, because I think he always refers to her like that. They should probably, they just haven't really broken down as family-like as they are. They kind of keep that rigid structure. And I think now, I don't know if she's sent one since she's been on this magical creature. And all of a sudden she's like, wait a second. And so she gets dressed up and she's holding this postcard and she goes to wander out and to see if does this lion thing have a post office? So she's just wandering around. Is there a slot? Is there an office door? It has so many things. So now she's in that mode.
To send a postcard through the lion's butt. Do not.
No, that's lessons learned. So I think she's do you think if I just let it out a window and magically waft? Or
wait till we land and use an actual post box.
Why do I hear Samuel's voice? It feels like there's these bits of rationality that keep floating about, and it's so that I think that's where she'll start smelling yes, food. Yes, okay. We'll eat, and then there'll be many people at the table, and one of them must know how sending things work here. So she kind of wanders.
We'll say
towards
that Mao intercepts you as you are coming towards the food.
Oh, hello, Mao. Hey, have you in your wanderings around this weird lion that we live in now? It's a lion, like a turtle lion. Okay, this is very confusing. Anyway, would you know about mail? Is that asking too much? Do cats mail?
I mean, I text my mom. She looks over to Bust. It's just you know anything about mail?
Reception is also magic.
Boss looks at you and says, 95% of the time, I'm a cat. Straight up, I'm a cat. I don't do mail, so no.
Just double checking. I know I didn't, but
and definitely not a cat that like maybe like would wear a collar that a little letter could be tied to, and then like adorably like pad away to a post.
You hear
that's asking too.
You will both hear a voice over Mindy's shoulder says, "You want me to deliver something, boss?"
Oh, okay. I'm asking the wrong creature. I apologize, cats. You are fantastic. But okay, hey Vincent, hey, could you say I don't know what I felt like maybe that was asking too much, but you're right. You're intelligent and have wings.
Yeah, and they're cool wings, and I can fly.
They're very okay. They're very cool. Hi. If you put this and go very coolly out and look as cool as possible and deliver this for me.
Yeah, sure. Just a quick question, boss, because let's say the driver goes really fast. Are you all heading somewhere specific so I can catch up?
Oh, that's
here. And I write down a piece of paper that's here. This is the location of where we will be. It's my uncle's place.
Okay, well, I mean, if you want, we can wait till we get there, and then I'll go do the little trip and come back.
I mean, I do kind of want the scent now, but okay, Vincent, you're making a very good point, and I mean, I guess I can just be slightly disappointed for a while, and I'm sure you're okay with that.
Vincent looks at you and goes, "I'm cool with that."
Yeah, that's right. You keep my feet on the ground, Vincent. Ugh. Okay, that's great. Okay, I'm gonna I guess I'll just keep this. You know what? I'll put it in my room. You'll know where it is. I guess you'll do it on your own time. Raven, so intelligent. Okay. Ma, I'm starving, and my dreams did not help.
Yeah, no. There's really good food. Like Trisha did this thing with bacon, and then she put it inside of an egg, but it appeared. I can't explain it, but it's really good.
I'm hoping for croissants and a cappuccino.
They're there.
Oh, there's that too. She always has it. It's a chocolate croissant, by the way.
A pain au chocolat. Mon favorite. My favorite.
Bless you.
You're adorable, Mao. You really are.
Thank you. And Mao just walks down the hallway.
Yeah, I was as good as that interaction was gonna get. She's hilarious. And I think she has a genuine smile on her face for a second, like genuinely enjoying that. And then goes in to be extra French as she gets her croissant.
It's delightful, and you see that Trisha has an iPad and she's looking at recipes. It's a whole lot of those crazy Instagram recipes. You have a bunch of people making stacking stuff and deep frying it and doing it. It's like making notes.
A look of concern just flashes over Mindy's face because she really likes the regular food. And then she'll I guess she'd probably look for Samuel and Hannah. I think partly to kind of suss out if other people had dreams without really revealing that she did.
You find them both reading in the sunlight in this patio, so to speak.
Good morning. It's a beautiful fake day here. That is disturbing and yet lovely, like everything in this place. So how did everyone sleep?
Well, I want to ask Samuel if we had talked at all during the time that we spent reading.
It's up to you. I can very much imagine Samuel being comfortable with absolute silence.
Absolute silence. Yeah, he would not have initiated any conversation.
Awesome. Hannah would not have as well because this is one of those moments where they're like just thinking about that. And I would look at Mindy after Mindy asks, how did everyone sleep? And I want to see if Hannah realizes that question is a loaded question.
That'll be in a post roll. That'll be manipulation and subterfuge for Mindy. And we'll make that. Let's see. What can we give for roll for that?
Empathy.
Cunning and empathy for.
Nice.
For
me.
For Hannah, yeah.
I just checked. It's subterfuge and.
Sorry, manipulation.
Fantastic. She does have a specialty of deception.
Lying. Your deception thing does not apply to this one. This is you trying to be subtle, not trying to be deceitful.
You're right.
So I have empathy and therapy for adolescents.
That does not apply in this situation. I'm sorry. No.
Fight for that in a sense that I know, like when you're in therapy, you can tell when people are not really lying, but they want to say something that's deeper.
You know what? And you have bullshitted me correctly. I'll allow
it. Thank you very much. That is an additional success if I roll just one success. So that's 3 plus 4.
I'll wait. I've rolled. And I'm waiting.
Awesome.
This roll-off just needs like Western music.
I have 110 and 1 9 and that's it. Plus 1 because so I have 3 total, but I have a 10. So I'm gonna re-roll that 10. And that's another 10. I'm sorry. I'm rolling really well.
That's okay. Keep rolling.
And that is a 9, so 5 total.
Hey, Kevin, if you do want to check in the roller, if I'm counting that right, that does look like 6. 3 of the 10s exploded in that.
Damn it.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Wait,
5,
that already
6,
just counts as a 6. Oh, that's
it counts 6.
Thank you. I was like, I want to count this and be fair.
That's
3,
9, 9,
4,
10, 10,
5, 6.
10,
that is
9,
6.
Yeah.
Right? That's 6. Am I counting 1, 2?
Yeah, see, I did the same thing. I'm like, I gotta make sure it's fair.
Can I grab some of those momentum that we have?
It's too late. Too late. You already rolled.
Too late. You need to.
You got to use them beforehand.
Yeah.
This is a well-rested Mindy. She's just full of absolute stone face. Well, not stone face, just a fake face.
She has hidden it's just the right amount of jovial eagerness that doesn't betray the fact that she is really just poking to see what anyone else says.
Hello, fellow kids. How was your sleep tonight?
And
Hello, children.
Very well. I slept very well.
Oh,
how did you sleep?
I think
that was a very loaded question.
That's right. Mindy will absolutely glide over that and go, well, I don't think I've totally gotten used to the strangeness of our conveyance, and it's not up to the usual room I'm used to. Samuel has done his best. That is not Samuel's fault. The thread counts off a little, but I mean, I do what I can. She hasn't quite answered your question.
Yeah, she went on a tangent. Yeah. Full deflection, complete.
But and then by looking at Samuel, but he does his best.
Did I remove any of those threads? I'm sorry if that's my.
I felt one gone.
Yeah, there was one that like pulled, and I had to do something about it. So like,
the sheets are provided by Trisha.
They are absolutely adequate.
Wow.
Damn.
Sleep.
Oh,
I need more.
Samuel.
slept
You're
well.
used. Oh, you slept well. Oh, that was a very quick answer. You know what? Sure. I bet you did.
Very
I bet you
easy
always
question.
sleep well.
Frequently, yes.
Yeah, I know. Peace must be nice.
Did you not have any peace?
Oh, well, okay. You know the princess and the pea. You're your kindergarten teacher. That's kind
Yes,
of
I am.
me. Exactly. So, just like one little, just like, oh, that I think perhaps that missing thread. I don't sleep well.
I think
That's single.
at this point you will need to roll deception because
Yeah.
you are floundering.
It's
Oh,
true.
I
am.
want to see
Okay.
if I picked up on that.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
in this case, it will be asking you to roll because again, you are all of the same, more or less
we all
divine.
have this whole thing?
That's the thing.
Yeah. Plus, I think Samuel's Spidey sense goes off around Mindy so much that he just
Yeah.
like ignores it at this point, and he just like.
Who knows what she's lying about?
The power really. I'll double check just in case while Mindy rolls. But
Just
the
a question:
power.
subterfuge and the same role that you did
Yeah.
before.
But now you do
Okay.
have your expertise as an enhancement. But the knack works against targets of a lower rank than you.
We're
Since
the same rank.
You're all of the same rank.
Okay, so that's 3 successes, then 4 for the deception specialty, correct?
Yes, plus one extra success if you have at least one success. Yes.
Yep. Not as much as before. She's, I don't say sweating yet. Not under the fake sun, but like, oh boy, there's a lot of eyes on me all of a sudden. I was just trying to be slick.
And light detector, what it does is increase the difficulty of lower targets to lie to you. And I'll do that if they're a lower target of a, also like divine rank, but normal people just can't lie to you.
Fair.
So,
But of course,
Now just
Mindy
let's,
is not
wait,
normal.
Mindy.
Now you're gonna need to roll against Mindy, and that's cunning and empathy.
Cunning
all
and
right,
empathy.
cool. I'm gonna do that again.
Or you could just accept what she says. Why all the
No.
piercing glares?
No.
Upside is.
Cunning and empathy. Can I
Upside
add
is.
my therapy for adolescence?
Yeah,
I like how Mindy's like, "What? I'm not being
I
suspicious,"
will.
and then both of them are
I
like,
allowed it the first time. I'm gonna allow
I
it
was just
again.
like, whatever.
Wait.
And I will say, Mindy's role is now set in stone.
Yeah.
But you all have the chance to spend some of that momentum.
Samuel
I'm gonna
has
grab one.
ceased wasting energy on these things. That's part
I'm
of that
gonna
piece
grab
you were
one.
talking about.
Okay, you grab one.
Yes.
So
I earned one, so I'm gonna roll with one more extra.
Whereas now Hannah is staring at Mindy like she's her therapist.
Or less.
Mindy's like, I haven't gone to therapy in years. They could never break through this.
So I got 2 10s, 2 8s, so that's 4. I'm gonna roll the 2 10s that I got, and that is one more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5.
I only got 3.
How
Yeah,
much
no,
how much did Mindy get?
Mindy got 4, 3, and then the specialization. So
Mao,
I didn't add my
you don't.
specialization, so that's 6.
Mao, you don't. You don't. Mindy's just being Mindy, the usual. Deflecting, not asking. Hannah, you do pick up there's something off. Mindy is trying a bit too hard to make it seem like everything's fine.
Mo just was like, why didn't you ask me how I slept?
oh yeah, let's go
Mindy?
talk about that. Yes. Yes, Hannah dear.
What's wrong?
Wrong, obviously something in the universe, and we are going to fix it.
Something to do with our sleeps, huh? Did you? What's wrong? You can tell me the truth.
Stop talking to me all
Uses her
rational
kindergarten
like.
voice.
Yeah, no, I feel like Mindy is particularly
preschool
susceptible.
Your
voice.
voice.
You know, you can
Yeah.
just use your words.
It's like I try to be angry with you, Hannah, but I can't. And that's infuriating, but then I can't be angry. So I'm just stuck in this cycle. I mean, perhaps I did have a dream. Perhaps I did have a dream last night that, is a little complicated.
Mm-hmm.
And I was
don't
just
expect
wondering.
anything less.
Thank you.
You're a complex individual.
No, yes, thank you. Mal, thank you. You get me in a particular way, and I appreciate you.
Mindy.
I mean, oh, okay, wait a second then. Okay, all right. Then you had one too. This is what I wanted to know.
I had no intention of lying about that though.
But why are you smiling? You're all like, oh, like you had a good night's sleep and had some lovely times, but they're memories. So aren't you conflicted about the things that have happened in your life that you try to forget and smush down into a tiny little box, and you took that box in another box and then you stamped down on it in your stilettos?
I play in the boxes. I don't know what you're doing.
Do you feel that way about every memory?
I grab Mindy's hand.
Oh, hey, Anna, hey.
Hey, Mindy.
Yes.
It's okay.
Why are you so calming? And yes, Samuel,
I had a lot of
I mean, not every memory, but like the percentages are more on I'd rather not remember.
I understand. I've had a lot of bad memories myself.
Oh, okay, yeah. Like literally, okay.
And sometimes remembering those memories is not such a bad thing.
As Hannah says this, where does Mindy's mind go? Which aspect of the memory or the dream does it go to?
I mean, right now she's very much still curled up on that chair, like about to throw the letter, crying. That's the part she's remembering the most right now.
Is some of that emotion from that dream threatening to spill over into the waking world at this moment?
Yes, very much so. Because Hannah and Samuel and even Mao a little are all like, how's Mindy? And what's going on? Instead of just letting things glide over, which is what's worked before. You can't fall into the hole if you don't look into the hole. You just go around it. You don't go digging deeper.
But I like digging.
Yeah. So that's where she's at this. I think it's hard for her to hear what Hannah's saying. I think right now she's reacting to tone. She's reacting to calming
Hannah's
tone.
Is very calm.
Yeah.
I think with your previous role, Hannah, and with what Mindy has confirmed, you can sense a bit of a shake in the hands. Little shake of like a quiver of the bottom lip.
There's an earthquake coming.
You see, Mindy might be at this point just getting close to, let's call it an outburst of emotion that is very unlike Mindy as you've seen before.
I'm going to keep holding Mindy's hand. I'm going to say, hey, if you don't want to explore it right now, that's okay. But if you keep holding it down, eventually it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And the small amount that you're letting out right now, it's going to get much worse. And you don't want that outburst to come at a worse time when you're surrounded by people you don't know. At least here, we care about you.
You're just like, when we care about you comes, like, it's a weird expression, like a weird, like it's almost a smile, but then it's an instant like correction of it to just more of a neutral expression again. Like, mm-hmm.
Okay. Samuel's awkward and bad with feelings, but he also strongly believes in staring into the hole until like you know what's in it. So he's gonna like awkwardly kind of like shift a little closer to Hannah and be like, Mindy, if you desire, I can teach you to meditate.
Do you want to knock stuff over with me?
Please do not knock things over in my
ask,
domicile.
I'm perfectly fine with Megan with leaving you to decide where Mindy goes here on pure roleplay. I am going to offer you. Do you wish to roll to see if Mindy can keep her shit together?
I mean, that's hard to
leave
resist.
It up against the dice, isn't it?
Yeah, let the dice
will
decide. Yes, Mindy's not really in control. She's barely in control right now. Let's see.
That's why if you want to, I want to leave the decision to you. If you want to, take that step for yourself, or do you want to let the dice decide? If it happens, it's up to you.
I'm all for letting the dice decide because she doesn't know what's about to happen.
Then I will need you to roll a. This is one of the rare occasions where I'm going to call specifically the roll I need you to make.
Oh yeah, go for it. Don't give me a choice because I'll chicken out.
So what I need you to roll is going to be composure and integrity.
Composure. And
I'm going to put and given the circumstances, I'm going to put the difficulty at 4.
Oh my God. All right. Okay. You did this to yourself, Megan.
Fall apart. Fall apart.
I think
we're going to
do your best.
I think the circumstance warrants it.
Oh no.
I think Mindy is closer to the edge as she's ever been.
Yeah.
So keeping herself steady is difficult.
Plus, it's never easy to be in that place when you're like supposed to be in a similar place as all your friends, but like we're all chill. We had to find one.
Yeah. Okay, about to roll these 2 dice to get a 4.
I mean, there's momentum if you wish to spend it.
I feel like it wouldn't be fair.
Don't do
Mindy's
it.
got to use what she has. Let's do it. All right. No success and a 1 is in there.
I have good news. There's 2 good news for you. 1, you failed.
Fantastic.
And 2,
it
is a botch, so you all gain momentum.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Momentum and some fun plot stuff. Emotions.
Yeah. Okay.
And I will put it in the simplest terms, and I will just say the dam bursts.
Okay.
You cannot hold yourself back.
So she's standing there. Hannah has her hands. Samuel has like crab walked, sidled over, and then Mao is Mao like behind or?
I was just like in front, staring like a cat.
Oh God, yeah, that's not helping. Okay, so I think Mindy feels every pair of eyeballs on her, and each one has a slightly different feel, but they're all looking at her and like into her. Not her hair, her glasses, her outfit, but into her.
They're seeing past every facade and every armor.
Yeah. And the knowledge of that, the awareness of that, I think is what absolutely cracks Mindy. And I think Samuel, are there like vases about or porcelain beautiful things or perhaps some sort of scroll?
Some sort of scroll?
Like art,
oh yeah.
Easily rippable
I see what
art.
You mean.
Yeah.
You may remember that one of my siblings is an artist and that a lot of their art is displayed. Samuel was having breakfast. He had breakfast and he came out here to read, so there's definitely like a small like teapot. If you wanna,
Fantastic.
like the purple clay
Fantastic.
teapots, you know the kind.
Yeah, I think she slips her hands out of Hannah's, and she like looks up to this fake sky and just screams like not it just like guttural, ragged from the soul screams. And then she goes, "Stop looking at me like that," to everyone. And then she turns around just full of this like anger, and she's like, "Just stop looking at me, stop looking at me, stop looking at me." And she sees a teapot, and she'll just pick it up and she smashes it on the ground, just like as high and as hard as she can. And then she'll look for the cup and she'll like try to slam it against the wall. And I think she starts kind of like almost like pacing through looking for other things. If she sees the art, she does not. The art that is specifically
Done
Samuel's
by
sister.
the person that you complimented before.
Yeah, there's enough there that she won't do that. But if she sees something like like a potted plant on the ground, and then she kicks the dirt. And she's like, I don't need to be seen. Stop it. Close your eyes.
So what Mao's going to do is the cat instinct of, like the equivalent of like scruffing.
Oh, yeah.
Mao is going to do whatever they think the human equivalent of that is, which probably is just like, she's raging about, she takes 2 seconds, and then Mao just like is on their back and like bites just like right here. And it's gentle, it doesn't hurt.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I am going
and they're just hold on tight.
I mean, I think in your statement I think you would, because
I interpret this as an attack. Yeah, I would say
you can interpret it as an attack, or you can interpret it as Mao trying to hug you.
Oh, that's the same thing right now.
Samuel is very good at listening. He's just like sitting, staring at the floor where he was before, like just like, okay.
Oh no.
Let her have that moment. And then I flash back to when I was a preschool teacher, and the best way to resolve a kid having a tantrum is to just let it all out until they get tired, and then you sit down next to them and say, "How do you feel?" So I'm going to tell Mao from like afar and just be like, sort of like get gestures to let her go, but doesn't come near, because Mindy is destroying shit, and Hannah.
Mao's gonna try to start like in their human way. Like, I don't know if they can purr, but they're gonna try to start like purring to be like, calm down.
I think Mindy right now is so overwhelmed, and I think she ends up like, listen, I don't need any more people staring at me or judging me and saying I'm doing things wrong or lying to me or then apologizing. It's too much. I'm done. I said that. I'm done. No more connections. No more things. You don't need to care about me. Do not care about me. I don't want anyone to care about me, because then it won't hurt when you stop. And it always stops. Mao, please get off me, because I don't want to be violent with you.
And they just like jump, like they're kind of koala'd on you.
Yeah.
And they just like, their legs go limp, arms release.
Okay, so here's what's gonna happen. I'm going to go into my room, and I am going to calm down. And then when I leave and come back out again, we'll pretend none of this happened. And everything will just be the way it was. We are all acquaintances and work companions. And that's exactly where we will leave it. And yes, just this. No up, no down, just this. So I'm going to my room now. And she kind of like, I don't say stomps. I think it's more of like a slow, very tired but determined trudge.
Samuel's just gonna let that happen.
Hannah is smiling and looks at the other two and goes, progress. It's messy, but it's progress.
It's something.
I will take
I mean,
your
the
word
purrs
for it.
work, and it just didn't, and I'm just very shocked. I don't know if I have to up my game.
No, it's not your fault, Mal.
Human
it-
beings don't emit that frequency.
Oh.
if you were a cat, maybe it would have. If you were in your cat form, but I think right now
you're heading to your room, you cross paths with Trish. She doesn't say anything. She just steps aside and lets you pass. But as you you get into the room, slam the door behind you. There is a croissant and something for you to drink. A comforting hot beverage there waiting for you.
That small bit of kindness starts her crying again. And then she's upset that she's crying. So now she's eating like a wet croissant. And she's like, people caring. This is not part of the deal. This is never part of the deal. And she kind of, she can't slam it.
I'm just going to ask one final question. While screaming and rampaging, was Mindy crying?
Yes, she has on her dark sunglasses, but that's the thing that upsets her because she can't always stop that, and that makes it worse.
I'm going to allow the rest of the group to again roll cunning and empathy to see if you saw that.
if I saw it,
Yeah, I'm going to put the difficulty at 2.
okay.
To see if you saw, let's just say the pain behind the rage and some of those tears. Samuel,
I clearly did not.
Oh, I very much did. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I got 3 successes.
Then both Mao and Hannah are very much aware of it.
Like, Mom was keenly aware, and that's why they were so like, cat thing. What do I do when I get upset? Somebody bites me and then hugs me, and it's okay. So they just like
find Mindy's scruff.
like, where is it? They're like right here. It's like, that's not it.
And I think as Mindy deals with complex emotions and a complicated past, and the rest of you, some of you aware, one completely oblivious.
Listen,
But
I was looking at the
was
floor.
distracted.
That's what I was told to do.
Yeah.
I thought that would be the best course of action.
Distracted by the destruction that happened in his home.
No, I was told to look at the floor.
By the teapot broke.
I am upset about the teapot breaking.
As you all either pick up some of those pieces, literally pick up the pieces and get ready for the next thing that awaits you, which you haven't addressed. It's just a matter of setting everything in motion. I think this is a perfect place to leave our session.
We had a lot of emotions today.
Yeah.
Emotional episode.
For some of us, nice and calming, and for some of us, not so much.
Some heartwarming, some heartbreaking.
Only one of us got to be baller.
It was me.
Hey, I got to play with a giant caterpillar.
That was pretty cool. You made some very excited kids ride a giant imaginary caterpillar, so that was pretty impressive.
And Mal got to knock shit off a pyramid. No, you like pa-pom.
That's that's usual the best Mal, though.
And Mindy,
I got to knock a ball off a pyramid.
And Mindy had a moment where she thought she was having a psychotic break.
Yeah, so it was great.
I'm gonna give you all 3 experience points for this session.
Yay!
And before I take us away. I'll leave it to my wonderful players to tell you who they are and who they are playing, and where you can find them in the dark corners of the internet.
What order are we going in?
Let's for once let's leave Mindy for last.
No.
And we'll start with you, Void.
Okay. Fine. All right. That's fine. Hi everyone.
Fine.
Bye everyone. I was a Void Cat. The normally I get to be chaotic, but not today. I'm the control of the cruise. Right. I'm Void Cat. They, them. Please. I played Samuel, who is the esteemed, very lawful, regulated, regimented guy to whatever is going on else in this house. It's not even just these three. I mean, Trisha's a very, like, normal person, but then, like, I don't know what's going on with my youngest sister right now. Mindy's being a very bad influence towards Esteban. Like, I don't know what's going on there. I mean, like, I'm glad she's supporting his art, but aside from that, like, I don't know what's going to happen there. Samuel
He's an agent. That's all. Just an agent. We're going to make this work. It's very good stuff.
Sure.
And we're all going to make a lot of money.
I'm excited about it, so I guess I'll let it happen. Whatever. I'm running the second season of my Star Trek Adventures season starting next week on Thursdays. So in 6 days, if you want to come over to Void Cat Gaming at 7 PST, then you can meet my crew. They are delightful.
Is it the same returning cast or a new one?
2 of them are returning. The 2 who were young spies last time have moved on to new ships, and one of them was the Romulan exchange officer, so he will not be coming back this season because he has mysteriously disappeared, and in fact, we're meeting up with a Romulan security officer, so all of us together can figure out where he's gone. That is the great mystery of season 2. So, hopefully I will see you there. I'm excited to be streaming some tabletop on my channel again. I feel like it's been years. It's probably been like months, actually. Yeah. So.
Okay. Let's go with Elliot.
Hi, I'm Elliot. You can find me on the internet at Chaos Them. And yeah, I've played Mao, our favorite, really confused human that is still trying to figure it out. You know, even, you know, you see
every
from the
fantasy
flashback.
game needs to have a cat person.
Yeah.
Every fantasy game needs a cat person.
Yeah, pretty much. And anytime I can be a cat in a game, I choose to. It's what I was the last time I was on a stream for Jasper's Game Day. I played, he didn't show this stream, but I played a version of my cat called Bowie, and the character's name was Bowie Boy, and it was fantastic. I got to jive with that. Anyway, I'll be back on the Bard's Playhouse next week with our Pathfinder 2e, which, wow, Pathfinder's getting really popular lately. Like, so,
gee,
like,
I wonder why.
I don't know why, but our big bad evil guy fight is gonna happen next Sunday.
Nice.
And I've been waiting for this for months. Me and the GM have been talking, and he's been super excited, and like, I'm so excited to see what Reese does, if he's gonna end up professing feelings for Mythanar in the end. I don't know what he's gonna do, but we're gonna have a new cast member too, and it's gonna be great. So that is at the Bard's Playhouse. That will be next Sunday at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Otherwise, you can catch me on the internet at Chaos Them, and hopefully I'm gonna be starting up a podcast sometime soon, and you might see or hear some familiar people here, mayhaps if they want to join. So I'm excited about that. It's gonna be called, I'll drop it here. It's called Sheet Talk. So
nice.
You'll slowly understand what it means the more I reveal about it, but I'm just in the planning stages of making the outline, making sure my questions look good, and they're gonna be half-hour size bite audio. So it's really easy to consume if you have ADHD and if you're the one editing it with ADHD. So Yeah, that's what I got going on right now. Yeah. Glyza!
Yo, hey, I'm Glyza. I go by they, them. Um, you can find me everywhere on the internet by just looking for at Classical Glyza. That's Twitch, TikTok, Twitter, Hive. Uh, Basically, just if you find a Classical Glyza somewhere, that's me. There's nobody else. That's just me. If you are interested in what I'm doing, just check out bio.link/classical Glyza. That has my schedule on it. I haven't updated it in a while. It's just because I haven't been doing anything in a while. Today I played Hannah, who is just reliving my life as both a bartender and a preschool teacher. That was really fun. I have experience as a bartender and I have experience as a preschool teacher, and they're really pretty much the same thing. Like, believe me, they're really like just the same thing, except you don't make drunk people sit and watch Frozen after lunch, after nap time. I mean, you can. Some people really do enjoy that, but for the most part, that's a preschool kid thing.
I mean, to be fair, as a photographer, I've found out that toddlers and animals like puppies, you pretty much do the same thing. You find a squeaky toy and they look.
Yeah, pretty much. Just don't carry around drunk people. That's just, first of all, they can't give consent. They're too heavy. Just keep it to the toddlers. But yeah, this was fun. And I had a great time breaking Mindy apart so I can put Mindy back together. It's great. And that's it, Mindy, Megan.
Hey, everybody. Megan, she, her. I've been playing Mindy. She's doing great. If you want to see me online, Twitter at Kawaii Not. And pinned to the top of that Twitter is my card, the card.co, and that has everywhere else I'm at. I'm on Mastodon and Hive right now because I am diversifying socials. I've also actually started streaming again at Murphy Pop Art. And I've been playing Cult of the Lamb because it's apparently a game made specifically for me and my aesthetic. It's adorable, and there's horror. It's fantastic. And I've also restarted doing sketching and listening to chill, copyright-free music while I do so. As for the TTRPG stuff, I'm part of the Monster of the Week podcast $2 Creature feature. You can find that Spotify, Apple Music, anywhere you find your podcasts. And I will soon be doing some more game stuff right here on the Lawful Geek. So stay tuned. Some of it I've already done, but no one's seen it yet because it's being put together. I have forgotten everything, so I will be watching it too, going, "Oh yeah, that happened."
I love that. That's always fun.
Yeah.
So with that all said, I want to say thank you all for joining us tonight. Thank you to my wonderful players. I'm very happy to playing with you all again and making you feel emotions.
Yay, feelings.
Next week, this Sunday we won't be playing D&D. I am working on some things for we play in my original campaign setting, and I'm working on some stuff before we return. And so we're postponing this week's game. Next week we will have our Shadowrun game on Thursday, and on Friday we are, much like we returned today to RPNauts, we are returning to Vampire the Masquerade, brand new with the cast you saw in an episode a millennium ago, and new members, including a spider-like Nosferatu played by Megan here.
The spiders are her friends.
Amazing.
Well, she's a little spider-like too, but she also has spiders.
She has something called the unliving hive, meaning she has spiders living inside her body.
Okay,
I'll leave it there.
Yeah, they're friends.
And next week, if all goes according to plan, you will be seeing an announcement for a new series that will be showing on YouTube and will be streaming as well here. It is pre-recorded, and it's about this quirky town in New Jersey where weird things happen.
We might get a cat cameo.
That's the only thing I will say for now.
Yay.
So again, thank you all for joining us. Thanks for watching. We hope you had a good time.
Thank you.
We will see you next time. Bye.
See you next time.
Bye.